My medicine could help save lives, cure depression, help alcoholism, and get people off opioids. Why wouldn't I want to be invested, said Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary, an early investor in My Medicine. It's very interesting to see such a prominent investor buying into a company like this, but all it does is show how much immense potential this company has.
What's going on, money lovers? This is Vinny from the Investment Club. Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about a company I've been meaning to make a video on for quite some time now, and that company is doing some fascinating things. The name of that company is Mind Medicine, ticker symbol MMEDF. Now, penny stocks are usually not my thing, but there's a reason why this company has run up so much in the last few months. As you can see, it's tripled because clearly a lot of people are starting to pay attention to it. So if you haven't heard of MindMed, I'm going to briefly go over what they do and speak a little bit about the immense potential this company possesses. So if we take a quick look here in the company description, you see MindMed is a biotech company. They deal with psychedelic-inspired medicines, and their goal is to improve health, promote wellness, and alleviate suffering. It also initiated studies to evaluate potential treatments to help patients with ADHD, anxiety, cluster headaches, as well as substance abuse. So as you probably already know, these are all issues that are on the rise. They affect millions of people every year, and they've only been exacerbated by the pandemic. These problems affect many people, and the current methods we have of treating them through medication are often not very effective. They end up producing more side effects and negative effects than solving the problem it was initially prescribed for. This is especially true with anxiety and depression, people on antidepressants, as well as ADHD with stimulants. These medications can be very addictive and even harmful. So could there be a better way to treat all of these problems which negatively impact millions and millions of Americans as well as other people around the world? Is there an alternative? That's what MindMed is trying to find out. So not only can investing in this company positively impact millions of lives, it also happens to be a very profitable market. You may have heard of Johnson & Johnson's medication Spravato or esketamine,
Which is expected to bring in $1.5 billion. So we take a look at the My Medicine website here. You see that they have many ongoing clinical trials currently in progress that are in the phase 2A or just reaching phase 2A trials. Obviously these trials can fail at any moment, but this isn't just an idea, it's something being actively pursued, and there are multiple trials that are making progress and are currently ongoing. MindMed could have the key to providing the upsides of psychedelic drugs for both focus and addiction treatment. MindMed was named one of 36 startups that could change the world. There are currently 10 million adults in the US suffering from ADHD, and MindMed is hoping to treat ADHD through microdosing LSD, as there's currently much anecdotal evidence that suggests that it can increase focus, creativity, decrease anxiety, as well as improve mood. I know this all might sound a little wacky. I was definitely skeptical at first, but the more you look into this, you can look all this up. This has been going on in Silicon Valley for years, and allegedly it has helped many people. So there's a lot of anecdotal evidence, and what My Medicine is currently trying to do is prove through scientific trials that this really does work and it does help people a lot, potentially even more than current pharmaceutical drugs we use to treat these issues. Another major issue they hope to combat is the opioid addiction. The opioid addiction costs the US $500 billion annually. There's been almost a 400% increase in overdose deaths from opioids in the last 20 years. Now this is the second trial they're doing to try and develop this 18-MC to see if it can treat the brain disease that is addiction. So another thing that's great with this company is that they don't have all their eggs in one basket. This isn't all dependent on one trial. They have multiple trials going on right now, testing different things, and hopefully at least one of these will get through all phases of the trials and they can then start to prescribe it. This company is coming at a perfect time with the pandemic and everything going on. These issues are only getting worse, and this is the type of company that you see in an ARK Invest type portfolio that I really believe could potentially become a huge industry that disrupts the pharmaceutical industry, or at least in the sense that we traditionally know it. And MindMed is in a great position to capitalize, as they are one of the leaders in this new medicinal field of psychedelic-inspired medicines. Just a few days ago, they received approval for a protocol designed to evaluate microdoses of LSD for adult ADHD in phase 2A clinical trials from the Swiss and Dutch health authorities. This comes on the heels of Oregon just becoming the first state to legalize psychedelic mushrooms. I think there is a shift happening in society right now. We're moving toward decriminalizing all of these historically
Schedule 1 substances that have gotten such a bad rap, when in reality, there are a lot of potential benefits to them, especially when you compare it to our current methods of dealing with these issues, which clearly are not working. Look at how out of control the opioid crisis is. Now we're going to see through legitimate medical trials whether there are benefits. And this isn't an entirely new idea. Johnson & Johnson already got a psychedelic-inspired medicine approved, which is expected to bring in $1.5 billion by 2024. So at the end of the day, this is my most highly speculative holding. There's no guarantees here. This company can fail at any moment of these trials. $23 million in assets, including $18 million in cash, and their net loss was over $8 million for the 3 months ended September 30 and $21 million in the last 9 months. Obviously, they're going to keep losing money as all this money just goes into R&D, and it has run up quite a bit. I was hoping to get some more shares for cheap. My current cost basis sits around 45 cents right now, but I might buy some more, especially if it pulls back. I'll definitely load up on some more shares. And I think people are just starting to pay more attention to it now. It might even get uplisted to the NASDAQ, which would definitely make the stock price shoot up. At the end of the day, I definitely have more faith putting my money into a company like this than trying to put my money into the right MJ company when there's just so many, it's an overcrowded field, and there's going to be too much supply, not enough demand. I think many of these MJ companies will be bankrupt in the next 1 to 2 years. Obviously, a few will succeed, but the majority will not. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Are you buying my medicine, or are you skeptical? Let me know what other companies you're interested in learning more about. I'll do an analysis on them in the future. This is Vinny from the Investment Club, and I'll see you next time.